Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go.
Hey my squeezes, it's me Cara, and I'm back at you with another video, and today I am doing It Ends With Us movie review. I did a poll. I did like 5 videos that you wanted to see, and most of you guys picked the Ends With Us movie review. So I got like 55%, I think. They had 11 votes. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do what you guys want. So you guys want the movie review, so I'm gonna give you the movie review. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I wouldn't watch this because it's gonna be spoilers. So I'm gonna talk about the movie and then how I feel about it and stuff. So if you haven't watched the movie, click out of it until you watch the movie, then come back and watch this video. But Blake Lively plays Lily Bloom in It Ends With Us. I think she did a great job. I think she acts really well. She's a great actress. And the first thing that was going on, she was driving to her hometown because her dad had passed away. And she was at her dad's memorial, and they were like, say 5 things. She said, I'm gonna say 5 things that I thought good about my dad or something like that. And then she walked off because she couldn't even name 5 things, because her dad, she had a strained relationship with her dad because her dad abused her mom and used to hit her mom and stuff, and she used to see it. So it used to bother her and make her upset. Then she meets this homeless guy named Atlas. Atlas became homeless because his mom kicked him out. Because she was dating an abusive guy, and she chose the abusive guy over Atlas. And he's like, he told Lily, he's like, why are you homeless? And he's like, I got kicked out of my mom's house. And he's like, why? He's like, because my mom chooses to get beat on, or something like that, when they were on the bus. Like, it goes back and forth. The movie goes back and forth from when she was a teenager into adulthood. So it goes back and forth. And then, like, when she meets Ryle, she was on the roof of an apartment building, like, you know, all the way up top. And Ryle comes and kicks a chair, and she's like looking at him like, what is this person doing kicking a chair? Like, why is he so angry? And then Ryle was like, can you get down from there? Like, you're making me nervous sitting on the roof like that. And she's like, no, I'm fine. So then he sits next to her and starts talking to her, and they were talking about each other's life. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna open a flower shop. And he's like, I'm an oral surgeon. And they start laughing at each other's jobs. And he was like blunt. He was like, I wanna have, you know, with you. And she's like, does this work? She's like, what? And she's like, does this work on every woman that you talk to? And he's like, actually it does. And then they were talking and stuff, and he's like, oh, can I kiss you or whatever? And she's like, oh, come try me. So then they started kissing and stuff, and his phone rang, and it was his job, and his job wanted him to go back to work because he had to do surgery. So that ended that day, and he's like, I'll see you again, to Lily. And Lily's like, no, we won't, but see you later, she's like. And then she opens her flower shop, and this lady walks in, and I think her name's Allysa. I'm not sure, I forget, but it's Ryle's sister. And Lily didn't know it was Ryle's sister at the time. And she's like, Allysa was like, I always wanted to know what this place looked like. And she's like, do you own this place? And she's like, yes, I do own this place. She's like, it's gonna be a flower shop. And she's like, a flower shop? She's like, oh, I don't like flowers. That's what Allysa said. Then she was like, And then Lily was like, well, I do need some help. And she was like, yes, I would love to work here. I would love to help you. So then Lily and Allysa become best friends, and they help each other out with her opening of her flower shop. Then her husband, they were trying to put something on the wall, Allysa and Lily, and so Allysa called her husband, and she's like, bring my brother too, because we need help. And then Alyssa's husband comes in, and then Alyssa's brother comes in, and it's Ryle. And then Lily's face was just like, uh-oh. And she's like, hi, we meet again, or whatever. And he's like, yeah. And Allysa, Ryle's sister's like, wait, you guys know each other? And Lily's like, oh, we just talked one time and stuff like that. And, you know, they were just like, you know. Then, I think they had a party. Allysa had a party, and I think it was her birthday party, Ryle's sister. And, Lily was there, and Ryle kept following her and stuff. She's like, why do you keep doing this? And she's like, why do you keep looking at me like this? And she's like, why do you keep flirting with me? And he's like, I just want to get to know you. I just want to get to know you. And she's like, just shut up a minute. And she's like, okay, like that. And it was funny when she said that. I started laughing at the way she said that. And he's like, oh, you want to go somewhere and it's quiet? And she's like, okay, we can go somewhere quiet. And then they started making out. It was at his house. They started making out on the bed. And then she's like, I can't do this. I can't have, you know, with you. Not tonight. And so he got up and he's like, she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to bed. So he put his PJs on. She's like, you got anything for me to wear? And so he gave her PJs for her to wear, and they spent the night together, but they didn't do anything. They just cuddled. The next day, Ryle's sister comes in, and she's like, oh my god, what happened? And she's like, I don't even want to know. And Lily's like, no, it wasn't like that. It's not like that. And it was funny. And then Ryle was like, date me. And Lily's like, what? He's like, date me. Then they started dating. So they showed them doing different things like karaoke, doing fun things with each other and stuff like that. And it was all good and dandy. And then Ryle's sister announced when they were out that she was pregnant. So Ryle was so excited that his sister was pregnant with her husband, and Lily was excited too, so they gave each other a hug and they were just so excited. And then Lily and Ryle ended up living together. I think she ended up living in his apartment, and he was cooking something, and they were just making out, you know, being a cute couple. And she's like, something's burning. And he's like, oh, you know, and they just continued kissing her. She's like, no, something's burning. So he checked the oven, and she went down the oven, towards the oven with him. And it was hot. So he went and it hit her in the eye. And it looked like it was an accident. But as the movie goes forward, it shows that it wasn't an accident, and he purposely hit Lily because it was hot, the food was hot, and he purposely gave her a black eye. Atlas lives in Boston too. Like this is Lily now in Boston as an adult. They went to his restaurant. She didn't know what's his restaurant at all. She goes there and she sees him and she's like, and he's like, what drink would you like? And she's like, surprise me. And so she was like, excuse me for a minute, let me go say hi to him. Well, she didn't say let me go say hi to him, but she's like, excuse me for a minute, because it was her mom and Ryle, because Ryle wanted to meet her mom. I think I'm like out of order, but like, she went to talk to Atlas. She's like, Atlas, like it's been so long, how have you been? How did she go to the military? Because like when he was in high school, he talked about going to the military. And he went to the military and then he opened his restaurant, and that was the restaurant they were at. And she was like, it's good seeing you. He's like, it's good seeing you too. And then they went to the restaurant again with Ryle's sister and Ryle's brother-in-law, his sister's husband, after the black eye thing, and Atlas saw it. So Lily's like, I'll be back, I'll go to the I have to go to the bathroom. So she goes to the bathroom and Atlas is like, what did you do? Did he hit you? You need to leave him. And he was like all upset. And then they open the door and Ryle's standing there, and Ryle's like, oh, this is the homeless guy you lost your to. You wasted your virginity too. And Atlas would start hitting him, and he's like, get out of my restaurant now, get out of my restaurant. And Lily's like, stop it now, stop fighting now, stop. She hit Atlas, and Atlas was upset because Atlas saw his mom get abused, and he knew that Lily's mom got abused too. So he was upset. He didn't want Lily to be in a relationship like that. So then after that, a couple days later, he stopped at her flower shop, and he's like, I didn't mean to do that, I was just upset to see you with a black eye, blah blah blah. And he's like, here's my number, and he took like the phone cover off and put it under the cover. And he's like, here's my number in case you need it. She's like, oh, I'm not gonna need it, but thank you anyways. And the next scene where Ryle hits Lily is when he sees the number. Okay. Well, Lily's on the phone with her mom, and Lily's on the phone with her mom, and she told Ryle to charge her phone. So he's like, okay, I'll charge your phone. So she's on the phone with her mom. She hears all this banging noise, and it sounds like a glass shatter. So she's like, Mom, I'll call you right back. So she gets off the phone. She's like, what's wrong, baby? To Ryle, and Ryle just makes this face. And he's like, well, I dropped your phone, and I saw a number. So I called the number. And it was Atlas. He's like, do you love me or do you love him? And then he's like, he kicked the chair, slammed the chair, did whatever, like he always does, because he's always angry. And she chases after him, and he goes down the stairs, leaving, and she's like, wait, let me explain, blah, 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 blah. And she pushes her down the stairs, and she had blood on the side of her face, and she's like, well, wait, what happened? She was laying in bed, and she was like, what happened? And he's like, oh, you accidentally fell down the stairs. And he's like, who am I? What numbers am I holding? What apartment are you in? Like, to make sure that she's okay. And he's like, who am I to you? Blah blah blah, to make sure she's okay. And she was crying, she had tears coming down her face and stuff. And I think she knew then that she was in an abusive relationship. And then there was this magazine cover, and her flower shop made top 10 in Boston. And then the Atlas restaurant made top 10 too. And Atlas wrote something about her heart, because she had a heart tattoo here that she got in high school, because Atlas made her a heart not a heart thing with, like, out of a tree, like a little heart thing. And so she put a heart there to remind her of Atlas when she was in high school. And Atlas wrote about it in the magazine. So Ryle was like, read it. And she's like, read what? She's like, and she started reading her section. And he's like, no, read this. Our favorite restaurant. And I was like, oh Lord. Which was Atlas's restaurant. So she reads it and she's like, no, keep reading. And she's like, no, stop. And he's like, no, keep reading. So she read the whole thing. And then she's like, he started kissing her and saying, I gotta show up, I love you more, or something like that. And he started kissing her aggressively and everything. And she kept saying, stop, 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 stop. And he wouldn't stop. And he like pushed her to the couch and wouldn't stop. And like, I think he like assaulted her. And he bit her tattoo, because she went to Atlas's restaurant after that, and she was just like this, and started crying. And Atlas ran and gave her a hug. And then Atlas took her to the hospital, and Atlas was like, was holding her hand and stuff. And the hospital's like, we have to give you a tetanus shot, and we have to see if it's like fractured, but we can't do anything else because we can't do anything because you're pregnant. And she's like, pregnant? She's like, yeah, you're pregnant. So she was pregnant with Ryle's baby. And she's like, how am I gonna raise a baby when I can't even raise myself? But she moved out of Ryle's apartment, got her own place, got ready for the baby to come. It was a girl. And it was a girl, and he kept begging her to come back home, and she's just like, no, I'm not coming back home. And then the baby was born. They named her Emerson after Ryle's brother, which I'm going to tell you what happened to Ryle's brother. Ryle was playing with a plate, you know what I mean? And it was a real one, and he thought it was a fake one. And it went off, and it killed his brother. And Ryle was only 6 years old at the time when that happened. So he felt guilty for the rest of his life. And so anyway, she's like, I'm gonna name our daughter Emerson after your brother. And Ryle started crying really hard. He's like, no one has done anything that nice for me before. And she's like, yeah. And then she grabbed his face like this. She's like, I want a divorce. And he's like, and she's like, no, yes, I want a divorce. She's like, how would you feel if your daughter came to you and said, Dad, my boyfriend hit me, or Dad, my boyfriend pushed me down the stairs. What would you say to her? And he would say, I would tell her to leave him right away. And she's like, okay. So they ended up getting a divorce. And I forgot to talk about when Atlas was young. Lily lost her virginity to him. And I remember one time Atlas was at the house, and her dad came home early and saw Atlas in her bed for her. So he beat up Atlas. Atlas almost died because her dad beat him up so bad. And I read that in the book, and it pissed me off when I read it in the book. And then when I saw it in the movies, it made me even more mad. But so after Lily said she wanted a divorce, a year goes by, and then she runs into Atlas and she's like, hi Atlas. And she's like, he's like, is that your daughter? He's like, yeah, that's her. And he's like, she's beautiful. And she's like, thank you. And she's like, are you dating anyone? He's like, no, I'm not dating anyone. He's like, are you still with that guy Ryle? And she's like, no, I'm not. And that's how like it ended, like the beginning of them, kind of like, because I read the sequel. I read It Starts With Us. I don't know if they're gonna have the sequel in the movie at the movie theaters, but that's how it ended, like the book. So it was just like the book, kind of. I feel it was just as good as the book, the movie. So my opinion on the movie is it was just as good as the book. I really enjoyed it. I watched it 3 times already. I'm buying it on DVD when it comes out November 5th, so I can have it in my collection, so I can watch it when I want to watch it. And I give it a 5 stars. So that is it on my review on It Ends With Us. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, turn on the notification bell on, so you know every time Cara Dimples posts a video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief.